What's up guys, Pod224, I'm back here with another video, and today we are going to do which class did you play in 2023. I know it's a late one guys, so sorry about that, but let's get into it. So we're going to start with the Titan first, my old main. I used to play it a lot. There's some pretty good builds with Syntheseps obviously. So we're going to start with Strand, which is the new subclass that got added with Lightfall. So obviously you've got the barricades here, rally and towering, which I'll show you in game in a second. You've got Strafe Lift, all the lifts are the same classes. Or Titan, anyway. The Frenzy Blade. And then on this option, you've got Grapple, Thread Them Grenades, or Shackle Grenades. And then for the aspects, you've just got Banner of War, all this stuff which heals around you. So this is a good support build that I have on my Titan for Strand. And then you've got all the Strand fragments, which are the same on every character. And then we'll go to Arc Striker, which is kind of like a DPS build if you do it right. So you've got Thunder Crash, Fist of Havoc, and then you've got Thruster on this one instead, which is like a dodge sort of thing, like a hunter. And then you've got the grenades, obviously all the same arc on different subclasses or aspects again. So yeah, this is more of a DPS one because if I don't know if I have if you have this chest piece on, it increases your damage with the actual subclass you've got on. So with Sunbreaker, you've got Bonk build, which is what this is. So you got Burning Maul and just normal, which is it creates a big hammer in game. And in-game Hammer of Souls is letting you throw like medium-sized hammers at enemies. And then you've got the Bonk Hammer, which is like the little hammer that you throw with Syntheseps, which has got on now. And you've got Hammer Strike, which is a shoulder charge, which ignites your enemies, which is pretty good. And the aspects. So this is a good support and DPS class because you've got Syntheseps to do the extra melee damage, and you've got Healing Grenade to also keep yourself alive. And then for the Void, this is a very heavy support class, unless you want to run Sentinel Shield, which is also heavy like support, but you can also do a bit more DPS, obviously. Then you've got the grenades, jumps, shields again, and the aspects, and then the fragments. And then Stasis came out with Lightfall, not Lightfall, sorry, with Beyond Light. And then you've got Glacial Quake, which pretty much you slam on the ground, all these icicles come around you, but as you can see, I don't really use it that much. But then you've got the Shiver Strike, which pretty much lunges you towards the enemies, and you can one-shot like red bar enemies. And you've got the aspects, and then you've got the fragments. Alright, let's hop into the Cosmodrome, and I'll show you what the towering barricade and lower and barricades are. So back here, guys, and I'll show you the lower barricade first. So it makes you, obviously, if you shoot these bullets out, it'll make your gun reload faster, which is very handy. I'll switch to the towering barricade now.
Wait for that flying quickly.
So now we have the towering barricade, guys. Pretty much this has got a lot more protection, obviously, which is pretty good for if you're trying to not take damage and everything. But I'll see you guys on the Hunter. Back on the Hunter, and let's just go over the subclasses and everything, and I'll show you their dodges when we go back in the Cosmodrome. So our Gambler's dodge to perform a Death Tumble, avoiding the enemy attacks and fully recharge your melee ability, which I find really good with this Invis build that I've got going. And then you've got Marksman dodge, which will automatically reload your weapons when you dodge. And for the jumps, you got triple jump, strafe jump, and high jump. Then you got the snare bomb, which makes you invis and weakens targets around you. And the same void grenades as the other classes. We got aspects and fragments. Then you've got Mobius Quiver, which I prefer for PvE. Then you got Shadow Shot Deadfall, which tank is kind of a sort of tether for all the enemies as well. It's really good for PvE, just suppressing everyone. Then you've got Spectral Blades, which is more of a Crucible PvP sort of attack, which is like you got two little knives and you run around the map and can go invis if you press R2 or whatever your button is, and then light attacks with R1, obviously. So with the Solar Gunslinger class, we've got Blade Barrage, which is a big sort of explosive knives in the air. And you've got the Golden Gun Deadshot, which is 3 shots? No, 6, sorry. 6 shots in the gun. and you can pretty much one shot everyone in Crucible, which is really good. And you've got Marksman, which is 3 shots, but they do a lot more damage, and every crit you get orbs of power. So these are all really PvE, sorry. These two here, and then this one's PvP because it's got more shots, obviously, to kill everyone. So that's a good support and DPS class, but this is more of a support. And you've got Arc Strider, which is good ad clearing and I guess healing, because if you run combination flow, combination blow with the Liar's Handshakes, you can get infinite dodge and melee charge back, which will give you infinite healing pretty much, and the extra damage. And the first one is Arc Staff, then you've got Gathering Storm, which pretty much you throw your Gathering Storm at the ground, and then it unleashes a big arc jolt around said Arc Staff. You got the same jumps as normal, but on Hunter you've actually got Blink. So obviously jump high airborne and teleport a short distance, which is pretty good for PvP, because then they lose track of you while you do the blink. And then we have Stasis. Obviously the same as the Titan sort of thing. But instead we got Silence and Squall, which slows all the enemies and freezes them around when the tornado goes to them, which I think is pretty good for PvP and occasionally PvE, sorry. And then we've got Third Runner, which is probably just better for PvP. Obviously you got both Silk Strike, so it's kind of like Spectral Blades, but obviously with range. But with this one you've got the Threaded Spike, which you can just throw and then you can recall it, which is pretty good, and you get a bit of melee energy back. And just the same aspects and fragrances before. But I'll see you guys in the EDZ. Alright guys, so we're in the EDZ currently. But all you do with this dodge is you dodge, obviously go invis. But if I switch to this one, switch this dodge right here to Marksman, I shoot a little bit, just wait for my dodge to come back, which is a lot faster. I'm a hunter than my Titan, which is good. You do a dodge now, it automatically reloads your whole gun and makes you invis with the build I've got, which is really good. That's it for the hunter guys, but then I'll see you on the warlock now. Guys, we're on the warlock now. And with this build, I think it's pretty good. Sunbraces with Well of Radiance is kind of like a support build. Well, obviously keeps everyone alive around you in the Well of Radiance. Then you've got Daybreak, which is really good for PvP. And the Healing Rift you've got on this one, so you can heal inside the rift. And Empowering Rift increases weapon damage for those who are inside it. And then Phoenix Dive kind of just cures, and like while heat rises you get restoration, and you can scorch targets upon landing. Which this is a really good support class for if you play Warlocks. Then you have Voidwalker, which is Cataclysm, like a Nova Bomb, which sends a big, pretty much void ball to anyone in your vicinity and kills them instantly. And you've got the Vortex, which kind of makes it last longer, so if people run into it, they die. And then you've got Nova Warp, which I don't really like using, but if you do, it's a form of a PvP subclass, because you got to hold down R2 and then let go, and then it releases a big void burst of energy. And then, obviously, yeah, one-shots them if you can get close enough without dying. So this is a good like support if you use Devour and everything like that. And then you've got Arc, which is like a more of a ad control build, which is pretty good. Then you've got Storm Trance, so you pretty much become Emperor Palpatine. Then you've got Chaos Reach, which is like kind of like Goku from Dragon Ball Z with the Kamehameha. And obviously you've got the same fragments and grenades and stuff. And then with Strand, you've got Needle Storm, which is okay for PvP and PvE. It's more of just an average sort of subclass. But again, same Healing Rift, and then the Empowering Rift, and then obviously the same aspects in that. And the Stasis one is called Shadowbinder, but unfortunately I don't have on my Warlock for whatever reason. But let's load into the EDZ and I'll show you guys the power. So back here with the Warlock. Let's place the first one down, which is the Healing Rift. Obviously heals you in your vicinity. We will switch to Empowering Rift now. obviously. So you got that one, switch to that. Obviously it does more damage than the Empowering Rift. That is the end of the video, guys. So if you like content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.